What? Okay. Poetry. I don't even know. Trying to think about what to do this time around. Sometimes I wonder what's the point of making all these videos. I could be a genius in these rhymes, but what's the point of making them? I don't know. I enjoy it. Hopefully somebody enjoys it the way I enjoy it. And hopefully we can share in that enjoyment. So let's see what comes to mind. I'm going to do some random stuff and then I'm going to do something serious. What comes to mind is what I'm trying to find, the blind, trying to lead them to a better place. Trying to get them into court and get them a better case, one that's thrown out. One that's not blown up or blown over. One that's real, you know. I'm not a pushover, I'm just a guy that walks through life and always wonders why. Everything has to happen the way it happens, and why is it my turn to die? Why is it my turn to live a long life? Why do mothers cry? Why do they stress? Why do they care? Why are we here? Why do we fear? Why am I far? Why are you near? It's just random stuff, okay? That's just random stuff. Because main event, I gotta warm up first. I look into the eyes of a beautiful lady. She says she loves me, and I'm like, can you have my baby? She says, maybe. And I say, okay, so you love me but no baby. And she says, nah, you're thinking too crazy. And I say, you love me, that's kind of shady. But everything for everybody. Everybody has their own way. So do you love me or do you love the way I do my things? And she says, I love you. So then I say, what about the baby? I'm just giving you an example of things, how they can happen in a relationship that drive people crazy. Because personalities clash and everything becomes a maybe. You have to appreciate the person for who they are before it becomes lately. I've been thinking about leaving this beautiful lady. So you got to understand who you are before you step into somebody and try to change who they are, because you might end up far and they might end up near, and you might end up causing fear, and you might not be able to share the things that you care about. And you might end up thinking, maybe I should die my own way of living. Maybe I should be forgiven their misgivings. But this isn't that type of poem. I'm just trying to explain before you go home and sit down across from your beautiful lady and say, give me a baby. And she goes and gets all shady and says, you're kind of crazy. That's a little bit too rushed. Maybe. You have to think about who you are and what you want out of life, what you want out of a wife. Maybe you should think about how you're going to cut life. Is it sharp enough? I mean that double-edged knife that you're walking on. This life, this road. I could talk on and on about how things could be, but how things should be is just, we should all be here with understanding, not demanding. And if someone and you don't mesh, we should give one hand in everything that they do, because a friend is a friend, no matter what you've been through. So understand that before you get together, and maybe things will get better. And if she says, I want to be this way, you'll let her. I know it's hard to let go of a beautiful lady, but things in life, they do get better. And never forget to be a friend, even after you let her. Okay, I think the main event is called Pretty Women. Let's see if I can do this. It's something I've been trying to do for a while. If I can't do it, I'll just end the video and just leave whatever is there. But pretty women come a dime a dozen, a beautiful woman doesn't. I wrote that rhyme already a long time ago, so I just decided to start out the flow that way about pretty women. Pretty women, I watched a movie one time with the same title, and now my computer is sitting in idle with a black screen, and it's still about pretty women because I had this black dream. It was dark and I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't see any names. I couldn't see anybody in the frame. I just wanted to say, where's my pretty woman? Before I came into myself and I understood what it was to get a pretty lady, pretty woman, maybe. I'm thinking, maybe things don't work out the way you want them to. Maybe pretty women don't come a dime a dozen, but do they actually come the way you think they should? Is actually getting a pretty woman good? And would your life turn out the way it should if you got a pretty woman? I don't know. But pretty women dress up nice, and they always look great. And the time when they come is never too late. And they're always there to greet, but is the end result always great with pretty women? I always said the difference between pretty and beautiful is that beautiful goes deep, down to the feet. And even before you get between the sheets, beauty shines and makes you want to greet her halfway. But pretty women, do they have the same strength, or are they easy to break? Pretty women, are they able to take the things that come along with what you demand of them, like a friend? Or are pretty women just a pedestal that you want for yourself? It could be. That's what I should be. But I always looked at pretty women and I said, I could get one for me. But then I asked myself, who am I and what am I trying to be? Am I trying to be the man with the pretty woman on his sleeve? Am I trying to see my mother grieve? And is this one of those temporary things when I see a pretty woman, get in bed with a pretty woman, then I leave? And straight to the point, I'm not trying to deceive. Am I trying to look for a beautiful woman instead? I guess I'm just as caught up with you in this disease. I'm looking at the outside. I'm trying to get the outside to get inside. And I could say the pretty words and take it for a long ride. I don't know, this ocean is flowing like a nice tide. Then I open my eyes wide and I realize I was drowning. And I look at the ocean and I see a beautiful lady. But then with all the pretty women that I was dealing with, she's gone. And it felt like a dream. Am I crazy?